good for you as me is. Kissing wherever we want, touching wherever I want. Girl, you so bad I'm gon' flaunt. Everybody watching, so I'm gon' stunt. Stare at that ass as you walk in the front. Drive through the interstate, you roll the blunt. Go anywhere and we do what we want. Yeah. Love everywhere, we fuck what we want. You are the one that I want. So many more before you, but you are the one. Where's my trophy? I feel like I won. Yeah, yeah. Why can life just be like this? Waking up to your sweet soft kiss. Been through hell just to reach this bliss. I learned a lot, but the past not missed. My heart in your hands, so don't make a fist. Before you get mad, just give me a kiss. Girl, I'ma do it, you don't need to wish. Divine, feminine, into it, submit. Yeah. Waiting for this day ever since I was a kid. Yeah. Never seen your face, I knew when to see it. Yeah. Wrote it before you, I know I'ma see it. Yeah. I wrote it before you, I know I'ma see it. Let's make a baby, let's make a life. Let's build a time machine and make it alright. We can spend money, we can spend time, we can spend eternity, we can spend life together, baby. Peace, 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 peace. It's the Hood Mystic representing www.hoodmystic.com. And just want to say shout out to the Patreon fam, patreon.com/hoodmystic. I've been doing a real good job 2019, staying on top of those moon sign readings. You ain't waiting a week for your response. I've done all of them up into this live. So I need all my subscribers that have joined the Patreon family to get over to patreon.com/hoodmystic and put in your bid for your moon sign reading so I can stay on top of it. The sooner the better. Also, but today is the 3rd, and man, I just got a lot to talk about. And so the whole of trying to get all of this stuff to be somewhat of a stream of conscious thought and to have it all make sense, to have it all be in alignment, but to talk about different things and a variety of different things and how it's set up, but ultimately how it all shows up in the astrology, I kept getting confirmation after confirmation after confirmation of what this energy is supposed to be like or what it feels like. But of course you deal with a lot of fear, and maybe not you, definitely with me, with really accepting this fact and moving into this space and moving into this energy. So before we get started, some videos I specifically ask for patience to the listener, because patience is required for me to explain this energy in full totality and for it to all make sense. But if you have the patience to follow me as I speak through this stream of consciousness, at the end of it, you will be granted with access to mysteries of life, actually. Because before I get into this astrology, I always like to preface everything that I do for a person who may never have seen a video by me and have no idea what they're getting themselves into. I grew up and matured based upon Black consciousness and developing Black consciousness and knowledge of self and knowing who I am and things of that nature, what was taken from me and things of that nature. And what I realized after studying it for so long was that it became sort of stagnant and there was no development. And I really searched within myself, within my soul, within my being to find a way to continue the tradition in my own little way that would contribute to the conscious community. And the birth of Hood Mystic and this channel has been a constant evolution of consciousness and a stream of thought that benefits any individual who internalizes this information. This channel is not for the passive viewer. This channel is not entertainment. This channel is education. So if you understand astrology and you understand esoterics, esoteric being the science of yourself, and astrology, the study of the stars, and then understand how those two things relate, you have you have a great chance to really have some revelations, you know, finances, love, success, etc., etc., etc. Because you understand yourself at a divine level, you understand yourself at an esoteric level, and your body isn't just your body. Your body is now your instrument, and knowing the different parts of your instrument is very important. So today we're going to talk about Neptune, and today we're going to talk about Jupiter. In the links or in the description, I have a link for the Jupiter Explain video where I kind of break down the esoterics of Jupiter. And basically, um, the reason why I have this brain to the left of the screen with the hippocampus highlighted is kind of a base point for all of us. We all may look a little different. We all may sound a little different. We all may act a little different. We all may come from different walks of life, different cities, different neighborhoods, mamas, daddies, families, etc., etc., etc. The list goes on and on. But where we all have the same, where we all can be the same, is having a hippocampus or having a brain, right? We all have a brain, we all have a hippocampus, and this is where we discuss astrology. When we want to understand the science of our hippocampus, we would get into Jupiter. Or if we wanted to discuss the science of our pineal gland, we would get into Neptune. And we would relate our pineal gland to Neptune and its placement in Aquarius, and what does that mean? Okay. Neptune is in sidereal Aquarius, but it is in 12 sign Pisces. So, with this being said, even though we've talked about this before, I was just basically setting up the thought process of understanding esoteric astrology. And then from there, you get into more of the details. And now, the value of 12 sign astrology and how it works with 13 sign astrology is that the deacons and the Sabian symbols were set up based upon sidereal astrology. So when you need an explanation and you want to understand, you can refer to the 12 sign Sabian symbol and then get a more clarity of what Neptune and Aquarius might mean. And so with me, it has brought a deep revelation on what spiritual protection is. I was always of the school of thought of being anti spiritual protection. I just never believed in it. Thank you. I never believed in it, but because I didn't understand it. Like, how am I going to build a fort in the spiritual world and protect people from plotting negative against me? Um, I just didn't have that energy or wanted to spend that energy because I was also in a school of thought if you if I prepare for a storm, then I'm just simply living my life waiting for it to rain. So therefore, I never wanted to be in that space. So I was always anti-spiritual protection. But this Neptune in Aquarius has brought me a deep revelation into what actually spiritual protection is, because I understand that Neptune is the third eye, and the 14th degree mark of Aquarius, or Pisces rather, is spiritual protection. And so clarity and spiritual protection, I had to sit and think. I had to sit with those words for a second. I had to I had to meditate on clarity and spiritual protection, and then it made sense in my waking normal everyday life of when to be in situations, when to leave, when to stay. And then you got to realize how valuable that intuition is, because a lot of people that we know are in predicaments or in faulty situations or accidents or whatever. Like, anything can happen to anybody, so the protection must be in your intuition. It must be in knowing, I'm gonna chill today, I'm gonna do something today. Really trusting that, because that's the protect that like that's the only protection that you have spiritually. And if you're not clear on what your intuition is saying to you, you're only clear on what people are expecting of you, then you have no spiritual protection. You're at the whims of what a person is saying, and it may be something intuitively telling you, no, I don't want to do that, right? No, that's not me. Or no, I don't feel right about this situation. And how are you spiritually protected in that space? You're not. So, so the idea is turning into your spirit at all times, tuning into your soul at all times, is allowing you to be spiritually protected at all times. Hope that makes sense. And so we move to Jupiter in Ophiuchus, and all of this speaks to grounding, but I have to build up to that. So understand that even to establish clarity in your life is you're gonna be very hard pressed to establish clarity, and you don't access no form of grounding. You never spend time out in nature. You're just always on the go, always going to work. You're always at the crib, and you don't understand the concept of grounding in nature and pulling energy from the earth and dealing with pranic energy and, breathing and all of that shit. Like, if what I'm saying sounds like completely foreign to you, then you're basing your life on a computer screen or a phone screen, or what your mama telling you, or what your pastor telling you, or what your brain is telling you. But ultimately, what we're talking about is a level of clarity, a level of, you don't have to think about this shit. You don't have to process this shit. And so, good morning to everybody. Peace to all the souls out there. Um, the topic today is grounding. And so I'm gonna come back to this screen, but I'm gonna talk about this story real quick, because me and my wife yesterday, we went, out into nature. We did some grounding and things of that nature. We was out in the earthworks in Newark, Ohio, and we were just dealing with the energy. And we hit up a couple spots, and we would get back in the car, and we would look at each other and be like, how you feel? And we're like, man, I feel amazing. My back is like tingly, like my pineal gland is just radiating, like I'm just happy, like I feel good, you know what I'm saying? And you know along the walk we found a shark. But everything was like, we were dealing mainly in earth energy and things of that nature, but there was a shark there on the ground, and we picked it up. And then, like, where we go, like our main spot, Eagle Mound, we kind of offered the shark to Eagle Mound, and kind of just was like, that's our wave, sharks and eagles. Like, when we in the sea, we sharks, but when we in the air, we're eagles. Like, and we just, like, we created something, because like even when we were like googling stuff and things of that nature, nothing came out about like the relationship between eagles and sharks, except a movie about this relationship between a shark and an eagle. And I was looking at that movie, like I was passively watching it, but she was really watching it. But the things that I seen was like, yo, that's us. You know what I'm saying? It was this movie from New Zealand where it's like Like, think about this shit. Like, she has tattoos of lilies, but the girl's name was Lily, and they met at a Halloween party, right? Like, and she was a shark and he was a goddamn eagle, and I'm like, come on now. And like they was fighting though. Like, his name was Eagle Lord. Like, the movie was crazy. Like, I know I sound crazy, but that's us. You know what I'm saying? We crazy. And the chances of watching that movie is 1 in a million. But we was like very in tune to, like, and the shit was set up so that if any other thing showed up about eagles and shark, like the spiritual totem of eagles and sharks, we would have read that shit, and we would have never ever thought about seeing this movie because the shit was so obscure. The shit was made in like New Zealand in like 2007, but that's just how spirit work. And like, I know it probably sound crazy, but it's really not. It's very beautiful when you really in tune to spirit and you have somebody that's on your own level. And I say all of that to talk about Jupiter and Ophiuchus, water seeking its own level. See, if I was with, any other person and we was walking and they may have seen, because I didn't see the shark, my wife saw the shark. So if I was with any other person, that person may have not even seen a shark, and we would never got this revelation or whatever the case may be. But the fact is, my wife was there and she did see it, and we were able to make that connection. And that's always stand at the level of your emotional frequency. And Jupiter being in Ophiuchus, it's a strange revelation that a human being must deal with at a certain point in his life, and there's nothing that you can do with it. And the idea of raising your energy, and why so many people raise their energy to a certain point, because their company cannot raise their energy to certain levels. And this is why I sometimes can't particularly deal with people, not because of them, but because of their company. And so you may not understand it, but if you're in a relationship with somebody and you love them deeply, you love them so, but they're connected to their family and they love their family deeply, they love their family so, then by default, no matter how you cut the cookie, it's just the fact that they'll never raise up to a certain level based upon their connections. And this is Jupiter and Ophiuchus. It's kind of a strange, brutal, beautiful reality that if you deal with people that's fully in tune to you and what you trying to do, then great. But if you dealing with people that are deeply connected to the matrix and you deeply connected to your soul, then uh-oh. Oh shit. Oh shit. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm only going to talk about these two planets because in explaining a square, you have to be damn near surgical to explain it, because one side compared to the other side, and these sides ain't gonna get along. So how are they not gonna get along? How are you gonna bring them back together? And it's just like, I don't fucking know, because people ain't gonna divorce nobody, people ain't gonna leave nobody, people ain't gonna do shit different. I'm just probably just gonna explain to you why this is happening. And maybe this is a seed that will change a year from now, 2 years from now, 10 years from now. But eventually you'll get to your own level, you'll get to your own emotional level, and everything will be fine. But as long as you're deeply connected to people who don't raise themselves, then, because then, it also speaks to a level of soul contracts and soul ties and things of that nature. And sometimes you just have to do your bid or end your sentence, and when that sentence is over, you can be free again, and hopefully you make a better decision. Maybe you won't, maybe you will, but this is just reality, and I have no feelings in what I'm explaining, but I understand that this could be a very heartfelt conversation if you've never really thought about it like this. and coming to this realization, it could be somewhat brutal and somewhat dream dream shattering. So understanding that and being sensitive with yourself is very important. So understanding this energy is completely knowing the kind of people you want to meet, and you only know the people that you want to meet by knowing yourself. And if you don't know yourself, you have to get to know yourself completely. You cannot be like, well, I'm shy, or I just don't like people, or all of this shit that you say because you're hurt, or you've been harmed, or you've had negative experiences in the past, and you're using that to say what the future will be. But then you are conflicted because you want to be with people, you want to have fun with people, you want to be in a crowd or whatever the case may be, or just have people that you are like-minded, that are on your level. This is a reality for conscious people, because 10 times out of 10, you're the only person in your family or in your city or in your town or surrounding you or wherever you at your job, that is actually conscious. So the fantasy is to have somebody that vibrates on your level, and the reality is that nobody does. But you're the one that's making the actual connection. You're the one that's making the connection. You're the one that's having the attachment. So yesterday we talked about empathic relations and empathic growth and working together, but yet and still you don't understand the difference between an attachment and a connection. An attachment and a connection. If you understood the difference between an attachment and connection, then you would strive for only connections, and you would shed all attachments immediately. Because I lost 700 friends, but I gained 4,000 friends or subscribers or whatever the case may be. I lost people, but I gained more. So I have to continuously understand and remember that, and really move forward with this true understanding that when you speak truth, people are not going to like you. But at least you know who don't like you and who really fuck with you, though. At a certain level, I want to make you mad, or what I'm saying, like, I want to see what that truth be about. I want to see what that truth is about. So from there, you figure out who you can actually grow with. And so I wanted to kind of preface that with just Jupiter and esoteric astrology and things of that nature, and just kind of let people know that this time is not about studying and gaining new information. I mean, you could read and you could learn, but everything that you need to know is within you, and all you're doing is remembering. And the remembering and the technology grows exponentially. What does that mean? For the people who don't know what technology growing exponentially mean, it means from 1900 to 1930, technology didn't really change that much. 1930 to 1950, maybe a little bit of growth, maybe a little change, TVs and things of that nature. Then you got to really think about it, though. So from just say 1970 something to the 90s, technology for the most part stayed the same. And then once technology entered the internet phase, things started to really double up. Like, the speed and the computers got smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, to the point now that you literally could be breathing computers at this point. You wouldn't know the difference, because technology moves exponentially. So I say that to say, spiritually, in your understanding and your remembering should be that same way. if as above so below, if you believe in universal law, you can't do nothing in the darkness that don't happen in the darkness, that don't happen in the light, rather. So therefore, if you are caught up on the egoic self and you're not understanding yourself esoterically, you're not understanding yourself based upon your hippocampus, because your hippocampus is your short-term memory, meaning that it's not your hard drive. So your hippocampus is like your RAM. If you know anything about computers, your RAM holds all of your short-term memory, all of the programs you access the most, so you could easily access them. But if I was to ask you a question outside of your RAM, you would have to then stop, open up your Explorer, and look through the certain files of whatever you was talking about, because it's outside of your RAM. If I ask you like, yo, remember back in 2002, old girl who was dating Jerome, what's Shorty's name? You would have to be like, oh, hold on, um oh, you know what I'm saying? Like that type of shit. That's you actually searching through your files, your hard drive. But your RAM, if I'm asking you something like, yo, bro, where is McDonald's on 3rd Street? Oh, you get off at 71, take a left on a corner to the right, because you drive through there every day. It's easily accessible. Say all of that to say that sometimes you need to clear your cache, because your RAM could get so built up with built up information, and it's useless information. It once was easily accessible, like you used to need it, but maybe as you develop new information, like you upgrade your computer, you have to fucking clear your cache and give it the space to address new shit in your life. And understand that this is not something that you do once in a while. This should be a normal practice, because the short-term memory is pointless, because you have a hard drive that is boundless and endless. Your hard drive is what they call the Akashic records, or the pineal gland, the seat of the soul, which you access it. You can access damn near anything that you want, and your energy is so powerful that it has now came up out of itself into the technological sphere. So you might have a question about something, you could literally search it on YouTube, and it may seem obscure and benign that this white lady is teaching you how to crochet, but that, how you gonna know that's not your spirit guide at this point? How you gonna know that that's not no angel at this point? You won't. You can't. It's impossible. So this is where we are, and these two energies are squaring each other, meaning that it's important to find peace in knowing that your ego ain't worth shit, and your family connection is not worth shit. It's a small piece of the pie to a larger piece of the pie that you are forgetting about. And therefore, when it comes to your present time, present moment, taking chances, taking action, building something great, you're missing out on it because you making sure your mama and them good, and that shit's not getting you nowhere. So therefore, the card of the day, the Nine of Wands, uh, interesting. This is the ancient Egyptian tarot, where I was really looking to explain this energy of having a mission when you on this planet, of knowing what you came here to do, or having a particular thought of working with people and coming together and things of that nature. And then this picture symbolizes so beautifully with the people working together to get something accomplished, meaning that no one person was able to lift this statue up. I don't give a fuck. Couldn't lift the statue up with one person. You was going to need a team of people. Hopefully everybody can work together to lift this statue up, or else you literally out here thinking that you about to lift a statue up by yourself. You gonna start a business and be successful by yourself. You gonna lift a statue up by yourself. Okay, you better get in the gym then, because I'm not gonna be a hater. But I'm saying it's way much more easier with a team full of women working towards a business rather a sisterhood. Uh, that's just my personal opinion, but I just really like the explanation of Jupiter and Ophiuchus one time. Just want to read through this if you didn't see this in the opening. As a symbol of the expansion of the coven, a female oriented group, this Jupiter can transform any association with others into a movable feast. Natives tend to be a nomad with no allegiance to any nation or ideology. The native, though, can initiate others into the healing arts and other hitherto. I never knew how to pronounce that word. Secret knowledge. This is the sign of snake worshiping and devotion to the myths of ancient times. And I couldn't have said it no better. I'm devoted to the myths of ancient times because the shit that y'all be talking about, doing the fucking Millie Rock and the Stanky Leg and Cardi B and Nicki Minaj and Offset, like y'all can have that shit. I'm into these ancient arts and what the fuck they was talking about because it's way more intriguing, my personal. But and even more so, hopefully, I'm just reflecting on some of the things that I said in my little rant, which was so powerful. The fact of the RAM and the hard drive, and people focusing on the RAM and not focus on the hard drive. That to me is profound. So, uh, but that's how streams of consciousness are. That's how they play out. But oh yeah, I forgot. What I was even talking about. Yeah, working together, having a group of people. Everybody got friends, right? But then y'all, I refuse to have friends and money problems, and that's why I don't really talk to people. That's why I don't really hang out with people, and people think I'm um antisocial or I don't like people. I can't be friendly with you and not be prosperous with you. Like I cannot do that. And that's just cuz I was raised that way. I've been that way. Like I grew up in a gang and people look at gangs as like we did never was violent. We never had guns or fought or nothing like we fought back, but we were a unit of men that worked together and we made money every day. And that's our bond. We looked out for each other. There was leaders, there were sub leaders, but we were men and we worked together for prosperity. Now, maybe the way that we did it wasn't the right way, and if we were if I was more mature, I would have been more business minded, but I wasn't. So it is what it is, but that's just how I was raised. So therefore, when I'm more mature, I still can't be friendly with people who aren't prosperous with me because I just understand that we could be way more prosperous if we work together. And I'm not saying this for everybody to say, oh, I'm about to work with the hood mystic. No, I'm saying like it's literally people in situations right now. Y'all got y'all teams together, y'all working towards shit. And this is what I'm actually speaking towards. And if you don't have that situation, then you really need to work with yourself first to find that. And that's what I'm just trying to do. And I'm just speaking through that. I don't want this to be a call out to hood mystic needs some people to work with him or nothing like that. Like I mean, I'm not close to that either. I'm just saying that working together is the way of life. The internet got us all fucked up. TV got us all fucked up. But if we want to do something in real life and make a mark, if we want to lift a statue up, something as simple as lifting a statue up, we going to need a team. So find your team, find your tribe. And if it's hard to find your team and find your tribe at this moment, be sure to find yourself. So, what's good? I got a little time. Any questions? here, there too. All right. Here, there too. See, I'm the type of person I never forget that. Here, there too. In a circle full of women. Yeah. Man, I don't see no friends. Like, y'all should all move to 2019 and do some form of business, some form of something working together. Yeah, I do read birth charts. If you want information on my readings and things of that nature, there's a link in the description to this video, and it's titled Readings. And next to it is a link. You could click that, and it's my pricing and things of that nature. Or you could go to www.hoodmystic.com. Um, there's a link that says testimonials. You can read that, or you could look over here. These are actual real live reviews of people that I've had the privilege and honor of doing readings for, and their truthful words on the experience of the readings. All of those things put together, yeah. How long did it take for that mugwort tea to work for me? Um, you know what's been helping me? Mandisa, for real, is a candle. Like, even though I take mugwort and I take the 5-HTP, and if you take in 5-HTP, you could try tryptophan, which is good. But what's really good when you go to sleep that's helping me is I got like a 7-day candle, and I don't light it like continuously. I just light it when I go to sleep, and that like increases the dream vibes, and it might disturb your sleep a little bit. But what you do, you gotta be strong about this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe go to sleep a little earlier. But if you wake up, you gonna remember your dreams, because the flickering of the light is gonna wake you up at some point, and you gotta be mindful to wake up, boom, and then write down the dream. So the main part about remembering your dreams, and it takes a while. It might take a while, but you gotta journal. And even if you get one word, a feeling, a thought, an idea, write it down, because from there it's training you and programming you to remember your dreams. And it may not be easy for you, especially if you smoke the ganja, especially if your your diet and things of that nature. Certain areas, like say for instance you grow up in a major metropolitan city, then that diet is specifically constituted on you having a pineal gland that's closed. So yeah, the 7-day candle helps me, because just that whole process. Yeah, like if anything throughout the reading, like you set up a reading with me, I'll text you kind of the details of what I require. But one of those things that I ask is that any topics or anything that you want to discuss for that reading, you let me know. So if it's the number, your life path number, the numerology, or you just want to have a spiritual reading or want to know about orishas that speak to you or things of that nature, that's something that you got to let me know. I deal with a variety of different people. So, based upon my content and things of that nature, you could figure out the things that I'm good at and ask me in those areas. I should be able. Right now, I got a blue candle that I'm burning, and as long as that flame is there, it don't really matter the color. I mean, I don't know. Candle magic is real. Candle magic is valid, but it's about how much energy you put into it. I haven't really been doing candle magic or lately. Maybe I should. But I think the most important part with dreaming that might go overlooked, the consumption of water, and it shouldn't be a passive thing with you consuming water. When you think about water consumption, it should be at least a gallon a day, if not more. And if you had a consistent daily application of water, then that triggers a lot of your dream world as well because the dream world is mainly water. So if you are lacking water, your dreams kind of distorted. And then some people are just different. Some people just have different biology that allow them to dream easier than others. So, and there's a lot of like supplements that are missing out of our diet that promote healthy sleep. Uh, how do you go to sleep? You know what I'm saying? Do you sleep with a blindfold on, or you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of things you could sleep with earplugs, even like different things. You have to really understand yourself personally, you know, and see what you're lacking. Because my wife, no matter what, you know what I'm saying, she could sit here and eat a whole rib dinner and finish it with a Pepsi and have still have the most vividest dreams. And I have to, take L-tryptophan, make sure I'm taking my ginseng, make sure I'm taking my ginkgo. Like, I have to do so much stuff based upon my supplements to maybe have a sliver of a dream that I could journal and have some type of remembrance. You know what I'm saying? Where my wife, she don't got to do shit, and she could sit here and verbatim tell you about her vivid dream and the things that were said, and she'll be telling me a dream that she had, and it's been a whole year of time, like a whole year she been in the dream world, and she just was like, I was just having a dream for a whole year. I'm just like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, she's on another level, but it's just her biology is the way that she's set up. So, but I seen a comment that said something about being pregnant, and her dreams were different when she was pregnant. I think she did not dream as much, but now it's getting back into the point where she's getting back to having super vivid dreams. You gotta kind of be adventurous. You gotta kind of talk to people, and to find like-minded people, you gotta kind of make sure that you're doing things that represent what you thinking and what you're doing. um a lot of times it would be things that I wanted to do where I found people. Like, I like going to the art museum and things of that nature, just going to a different type of restaurant than everybody always going to, and things of that nature. Deciding to go out, like, not to places where I would get in trouble, but just places where it was a different type of crowd, and just find different types of people. And from there, um, people have always kind of found me at a certain point though. But then again, I kind of am antisocial too, because I don't know. I don't know, but you have to be comfortable with the people that you're around on an energetic level, and getting to know people is fine, but after I get to know you, I'm trying to discover if we can do business together. And then if we can't do business together, like business in real terms, like contracts, or we have mutual interest and we want to see each other do better in life in real terms, then I can't, like, I have no beef or qualms with you, but I can't be around you because my life is more consisted of being more serious, where I can't kick it and have fun with people that I didn't make no money with. And I'm way too serious, so I wouldn't expect nobody to be like me. But it's just, I really want to achieve something. I really want to be something. So I don't want to act like I'm happy, or because I'm not. Like, I'm not kicking it. Like it, but it's cool because I'm still working towards something. And maybe I will have that space and time where I will kick it and have fun. But It's just not the time for that. I'm still building and I'm okay. Like, to say I'm still building something, I'm still creating something. It ain't exactly how I want it to be yet, but it's gonna get there. And once it get there, maybe I can kick it with you. But nah. Mm. Yeah, online. But I actually know like conscious people in real life though that like literally came out the woodworks, like in Columbus, where I used to think that there was no conscious people. But on the real, I could hit up 10 conscious people right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could say that they're online, but wherever you're at, if you try to be vocal or you try to kind of speak that out into the world, um, like a bird call or something, you will get those vibrations back. But if you would say like, if you actually believe like there ain't no conscious people around me or things of that nature, then that will manifest for you. But if you open yourself up to the reality, and so I think this is the crux of the solar eclipse. The solar eclipse energy is that no longer can you say what a city is or what a city ain't. No longer can you say what type of people you have in your life and the type of people that's in your city and all of this type of stuff. You have to now create that, and this is what this solar eclipse is speaking to. So if you want it, you can achieve it. So I'm saying I'm speaking to more of a clairvoyant or speak it into existence or a law of attraction space and time where we all working together, we all vibing, we all with each other in real time, and it ain't gotta be kumbaya, but at least we have a working relationship and we dealing with each other in reality, and we're not dealing with each other on no crazy conscious shit. We dealing with each other on the sake of groundedness and the sake of working together as opposed to, hey, all of y'all, look at me. Speak on this conscious shit. Oh yeah, donate to my thing that I got going on. And yeah, and just keep donating to me while I build up my platform. And once I get all the things that I need to get, then it's 85,000. But what did you actually teach? Well, I actually didn't teach shit. I just was literally asking people to donate to me for the past 7 years. And then you would be fucking Umar Johnson. So the idea is to mobilize people to get people in the sense of educating themselves on things that truly matter and dealing with the results. And my thing is motivating and mobilizing people to get into the form of magic. Like magic is real to me. So the more people that I can produce a level of clarity, a level of magic, the more that this work is manifesting itself. So I guess the end all be all to this is being true to a cause, even if it is unseen. And we want you to be true to a cause, especially if it is seen. So the people who have the teams, who are ready to mobilize, who have the sisterhoods, who have the brotherhoods, they ready to mobilize. Okay, it's your time. Take out, like, make the moves. Everybody move as one. And the people who don't have them, use this solar eclipse energy so you can really find it if you really want it. Hope that makes sense. Yeah. And that's really key. If we could just be simply open to a reality and really understand a solar eclipse is a point in time where we could really set those intentions and just be happy for the fact of producing a new reality for yourself. And you can't produce a new reality without clearing that cachet. So understand, clearing the cache. Thank you, Zaza. Um, but with that being said, I just wanted to kind of touch bases and answer some questions. I hope this video was of value to the people. Um, like I said at the beginning of this video, I had a lot of information that I want to kind of get out and understand that the notes is going to be on there. So all the people who are taking notes and following the notes will be updated as soon as this video is over with. This is like very, 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 very challenging to understand this information and to also present it to people. So, um, I'm very thankful that I'm able to be that person that's able to present information that other people have never said, but it still resonates with people. And to me, that's very, very encouraging moving forward. Especially in myself and believing in myself and knowing who I am. And it takes effort, it takes support, and I'm so thankful that I have that from you guys. So, you know, today I'm not doing nothing, so be sure to hit me up on the email if you guys want to reach out or talk. I will be available. So, hit me up. But other than that, I'll see y'all tomorrow. We can finish up this week strong. It's been a beautiful week with these daily energy readings. So we just want to continue the strong vibrations and move forward. So see you guys later. Peace.